In the bustling city of Oak Ridge, John, a dedicated and hard-working man, found himself facing an unexpected challenge. Urgent work circumstances forced him to hire a babysitter for his little brother Jake, just for a day. He wanted to ensure Jake's safety and well-being while he dealt with his pressing responsibilities. The babysitter, a seemingly ordinary woman named Sarah, arrived at their doorstep that morning. John exchanged brief instructions with her, emphasizing the importance of keeping an eye on Jake and ensuring he was safe. Grateful for her help, John rushed off to work, trusting that everything would be fine in his absence. As the day progressed, John became more engrossed in his work, losing track of time. The sense of urgency lingered, making the hours feel like minutes. When he finally returned home, exhaustion etched on his face. He expected to find Jake in the care of the babysitter. The house was eerily silent. John called out for Jake, but there was no response. Panic gripped him, and he rushed through the rooms, his worry escalating with each passing moment. Finally, he found Jake alone, sitting on the living room floor, his eyes filled with confusion and fear. Fury surged through John as he tried to contact Sarah. He dialed her number repeatedly, but all his attempts went unanswered. Frustration turned into anger, and he vowed to find out why the babysitter had abandoned his little brother. As night fell, John, still seething with anger, decided to catch up on some work. Little did he know that the night held a surprising turn of events. As he sat at his desk, engrossed in his tasks, a strange noise echoed through the house. John's senses heightened and he listened intently. A hushed voice, barely audible, reached his ears. Fear crept into his heart as he cautiously approached the source. In the dimly lit hallway, he discovered the source of the mysterious voice. It wasn't a thief, but Sarah, the babysitter, hiding in the shadows. Shock and confusion etched on her face. She froze as John confronted her. In a desperate attempt to escape, Sarah bolted out of the house and into a waiting car parked outside. The babysitter he trusted had planned to steal from them under the cover of darkness. Disturbed and angered, he immediately called the police, providing them with a description of the fleeing car. The police, swift in their response, managed to apprehend Sarah. As the investigation unfolded, a darker truth emerged. Sarah, it turned out, was battling mental illness, which had driven her to commit the irrational act. Her intentions were not malicious but stemmed from a troubled mind. Her partner in crime was able to take advantage of her illness and convince her to commit crimes out of love and concern. Her partner was arrested and thrown in prison. The legal system intervened, and instead of a conventional trial, Sarah was directed towards a mental health facility where she could receive the necessary treatment and support. John, though initially enraged, couldn't help but feel a sense of empathy for the troubled babysitter. Once upon a time in the small town of Crestwood, there lived a young woman named Lily. She was ambitious, full of dreams, but financial constraints had forced her to put her education on hold. In a desperate bid to make ends meet, Lily scanned the newspapers for jobs. One day, a glimmer of hope caught her eye, a family in need of a temporary babysitter. With trepidation, Lily dialed the number listed in the advertisement. The voice on the other end was warm and reassuring. The Harringtons, a seemingly ordinary family, explained that they urgently needed someone to look after their 2 children while they attended a family emergency out of town. Lily agreed to take on the temporary babysitting job. Little did she know that this decision would thrust her into the center of a sinister mystery. On the evening she started her new gig, Lily settled into the Harringtons' cozy home. The kids, Lisa and Tommy, were lively and sweet, making Lily feel more at ease. The parents hurriedly left, thanking her profusely for coming to their aid. As Lily flipped through channels on the television, a news bulletin interrupted the regular programming. Her heart skipped a beat as she heard the reporter solemnly announce the discovery of a young girl's body. The image on the screen sent shivers down her spine. Lily felt that she had previously seen Jessica on the street by chance, and here, Lisa's little hand interrupted her and said, "This is Jessica, our babysitter." Lisa began to talk about Jessica and that she heard arguments and screaming between her parents because of her mother's jealousy of her husband, and that she believed that they had an illicit relationship. She witnessed a quarrel between her mother and Jessica, which ended with Jessica falling to the ground, soaked in her blood. Lily's mind raced with fear and confusion. The news revealed that the girl, named Jessica, had been missing for days, and the police were treating her death as a homicide. Panic set in as Lily connected the dots. She had stepped into a situation far more dangerous than she had ever imagined. In a state of shock, Lily contemplated her next move. She is worried about the danger she will be exposed to, she decided to investigate discreetly. As she snooped around the Harringtons' home, she stumbled upon evidence that hinted at their involvement in Jessica's demise. The tension escalated when Lily uncovered a hidden room in the basement filled with disturbing items, newspaper clippings, photographs, and personal belongings belonging to Jessica. She made sure that the Harringtons were responsible for the tragedy that had befallen their previous babysitter. Lily contacted the police, providing them with the damning evidence she had uncovered. As she awaited their arrival, a sudden noise echoed through the house. The Harringtons had returned earlier than expected, catching Lily in the act. A tense confrontation unfolded as the truth came to light. The Harringtons, realizing that their dark secret was exposed, lashed out in anger. Lily, fueled by fear and adrenaline, managed to escape their clutches and barricade herself in a room, desperately waiting for the authorities to arrive. The police stormed the house, apprehending the Harringtons and securing justice for Jessica. Lily's brave actions not only saved her own life but also served as a catalyst for uncovering the truth behind Jessica's tragic fate.